Alright, here you want to put your multimeter on DC voltage. You want to look for this 5-pin plug on the top right of your iBox. It'll say +5, +15, -15, and your ground. So here, measuring my +5 to ground. As you can see, we're getting about 5.6 to 5.5 volts DC. That's a little too high. As you can see, we're not getting our +15 volts as well. So we're gonna go ahead and look behind the iPower box. I'm gonna pop this door open. That power supply will be in the top left corner inside of the iPower box. That's the power supply that supplies voltage to your iBox to power on. So there's a trim pot on that power supply for the +5 and the +15 for older models. For newer models, you will only have one trim pot for the +5 volts. So we're gonna get that back down. So here, we're gonna test our +5 to ground again. As you can see now, we're getting 5.0 volts DC. Another thing you want to check as well is put your multimeter on AC. You shouldn't be reading anything higher than 20 millivolts of AC. That could indicate a bad power supply. So here we're going to put our multimeter on DC voltage. We're going to check the voltages on our left side of our IMP board. Our +1.5, 2.0, 3.3, +5, and ground. So if you're not getting your voltage there, it could be an issue with the board that the IMP board is mounted on, which is the SAF board. If you're not getting the voltages there as well, you can power down and reseat the IMP board to the SAF board, which in this case, we are getting the actual voltages on the IMP board. And so here we have the PRB kit on the old IMP boards. It's the J15. On the new one, it's the J17. So you want to remove the connector, whereas the 5 pins, the white connector, you want to leave the other connector connected. So if you power up and the iBox boots up with a screen, that means the PRB kit is bad. ICE flash 32 megabyte chip. This will hold your configuration file. So you want to power down. You can reseat that flash as well as the RAM chip right below that flash. Right here, we're looking at an older IMP board. The newer ones might not have that RAM right below it. So you want to reseat it, power back up. Your iBox still comes up blank. But what you can do is you can take this flash to another card to see if it's preventing the other card from booting up. That way we know it's the flash module. That's the issue. Alright, so here we have an ICE PFD, a power fail detect, in between the power supply and the iBox. What you can do is remove that heat shrink off the PFD and you can connect straight from to the iBox from the power supply. So it'll look like this, direct connection. If your iBox boots up successfully, recommend getting a new PFD as this is just a temporary for troubleshooting. Alright, if all else fails, you can just have your 5-pin plug connected, remove all the boards above, And below the iBox, remove the boards like your rope gripper, your IRB board, rear door board, the above boards, the MIAC, MOR board, SF board. So basically you just want the IMP board and SAF board connected with the 5-pin plug. So it's maybe necessary to remove your field wiring as well, hardtop connections, your Cat5 cables, as they could carry noise and prevent the iBox from booting up, your drive cables.